Hello and welcome back to another video. So this is vlogging every day in May. I've got my fork. It's going to be some work in the garden today. I've said this in a few videos, I need to get my potatoes out, and I need to sort out these beds, and I also need to pot on some of my plants. So my tomatoes are getting ready to be needing potting on. My courgettes, I might just put them straight out actually. Beans need putting out. What else needs putting out? The peas need putting out. So yeah, I need to get these beds sorted. I'm going to go and grab my gloves because I think there's a few things that also need like putting out. There's some nettles and stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to get on with that today. Right, we've got a problem. So I thought that these beds, well, I knew these ones got the weed membrane on top. They've actually got weed membrane underneath some of the soil. So I think it's actually got basically weed membrane across this whole area, and then they've put these beds on top of it and then put soil on. But obviously the soil's gone down, so it's only really about that deep. I didn't want to spend a fortune putting a load of compost on here, but I'm not going to be able to grow potatoes or anything really in soil that deep. So I'm going to clear all the weeds. I'm going to see what I can get out of the compost heap. I'm going to see if I can maybe dig up some soil from different parts of the garden and add it to the beds, and then I might have to buy some compost for the other stuff. But I thought, yeah, I'll just dig them all over, whack it all in, done. These things are never straightforward, are they? So what I've decided to do, and I know this sounds really counterintuitive, is to actually cut the weed membrane and lift it up and use the soil that's underneath, which I know a lot of people will be watching this like, why would you do that? I've mentioned in previous videos that we're actually just in we're renting temporarily until we find somewhere to buy, because we sold our house but haven't found anywhere to buy. So we don't want to spend a fortune putting down loads of compost, making the beds really good just for one season. So I'm going to cut it up. I'll keep it as a whole piece. Once the potatoes or whatever I'm growing have finished, I will then put the weed membrane back over again. For whoever moves in afterwards, it would still stop the weeds from coming up. It means I might just have to do a little bit of weeding in between through this season, but otherwise these beds, as I say, these are cost a fortune to put compost in. We have got it's got a lot of grass in this garden. Craig cuts the grass probably every week. So a lot of the grass cuttings I will put on top of the potatoes to sort of earth them up. So that's what I'm going to do now. I've got a Leatherman, which I hope's got a penknife on it, and I'm just going to cut literally around the edge. I think I've got about every single thing trying to find a knife. I think, is there like a little saw? I thought it would have like a little penknife bit, but scissors, we've got scissors on it, look. I never use this bit. The screwdriver is what I usually use. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that little saw. Oh, hang on, it's got some more bits. Aha, that's I want. Jesus, look at all that. Cool. Hello, Brady. You come back to see me again. Right, how do I do it? So, aha! Hey. Right. That just took me forever. Right, well that was harder than what I thought it would be. I'm worn out now. There's the bit of weed membrane that I've cut out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dig this a little bit so that I can get some of the soil that was underneath the weed membrane loosened up. And then I think I'm going to put 3 rows of potatoes, which I know means they're going to be a little bit close together, but I want to get in as many as I can really. And that'll be one lot of potatoes, and then I've got to do the same with this one, which might not be today because I'm absolutely knackered now. Right, so that's potatoes in. Got these ones. So they're my first earlies. So I've got them in there, and I'm going to leave that for today up here. I might put on some of my other things, do something a little bit more gentle, but I'm worn out, my back hurts. Haven't thought this through very well. The end of the garden is a long way from the house, so trying to water stuff is taking quite a while, but I think even a hose wouldn't be long enough to reach to the end of here. Oh well, it's going to keep me fit, isn't it? So these are the tomato plants that I bought from the garden centre because I wasn't sure if mine would grow. Just going to pinch out the side shoots, but obviously they've grown a bit bigger and they need to be potted on into a bigger pot. They are. This one's actually flowering already, so I'm going to put them into bigger pots before they go into even bigger pots. In fact, oh no, I haven't got really big ones. Right, I'm just going to get some pots and compost.
tomatoes that I grew from seed. So the other ones that I potted on, I bought. I don't know if I said that. These ones I grew from seed. These ones are the ones I bought, the seed I bought. Can't remember what variety they are, but I'll have a look. And these ones are from saved seed that my friend gave me the seeds for originally. And they're tiny tomatoes, they're like berries. They are so nice, and you get so many from one plant. But as you can see, I've got quite a few plants because I just chucked them all in. So what I've got to try and do is separate these, put them into individual pots, and my mum will take some of these because I don't need this many tomato plants. But yeah, I'm just going to pot them on now.
To do most of them. I've just got this small clump here that I haven't got enough I have got pots, but they're all really big ones. I could use some of them ones, I suppose. Yeah, I might do that, but if not, my daughter's coming up from Kent tomorrow and she's bringing a load of pots that my mum's given her from the allotment. But yeah, I've done most of them. Them ones in there are the shop bought seeds. I can't remember what they are. And then all of these are the small little ones. So I've put some in here for my mum because I figured that it's a good way for them to travel, and then I will give her obviously some of the others as well, so that she has lots of little berry tomatoes.